Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Beluga the Yeagerist, and today I'm going to be doing a shorter video. I posted a hilarious picture of me, and someone commented, they said I should make shorter videos because no one has time to, well, basically something like no one has time to watch a 2-hour live stream. But he said I should make a shorter video. So today I'm actually going to, make a much shorter video today. I want this one to be 15 minutes. Guys, it's going to be a short video, so hopefully please watch to the end before you make any assumptions or comments. You are obviously, comments, both negative and positive, are very welcome on the channel. You guys already know that. I actually make sure I take off the restrictions for comments. You guys can go absolutely wild. But I just want to say what I actually think, because see, people are in a weird situation where if I like the ending, people must think, oh, you're an Eremika shipper, when that might not be the case. Alright, so let's first get into it. So first question, what are your thoughts on Mikasa? I thought Mikasa is that she has no character development, and I am completely fine with that. In fact, I'm happy that it happened, because she had no character development because Ymir had no character development. And in order for the Titans to be gone, and for all of Eren's goals to be accomplished, and for all the foreshadowing to make sense, especially that very strange scene where they're on the train, and he was saying, I want none of you to inherit my attack time, because I want you guys to live long, happy lives, and Armin was right there, because, number one, Armin's already going to die after 13 years, so might as well give him the attack titan, and number two, Armin can't live a long, happy life because he has a Colossal Titan. So, that's just one example of how we knew. And of course, he didn't want to send his story into hell. So that's number one. So yes, what I think about Mikasa, I think that she is a very undeveloped character. I'm not going to dispute that at all. Very underdeveloped. She does have some development. She's not like completely undeveloped, but she's largely a very undeveloped character. But that's by design, and that is the only way the story can work. Because if Mikasa would have been developed earlier, it would have worked. And also, I really hated Mikasa. I wish I had some proof for this. So you guys have no obligation to believe me, because I have no proof. Never believe anyone on the internet that does not have any proof. But if you want to believe me, I'll just tell you, I hated her so badly. I'll try to find a post or something that I made, because I don't think I did until the story was finished. But I really despised her for so many reasons. She was so dependent, just like you. She was so dependent on Eren. Everything was about Eren. Nothing about herself. She almost got Captain Levi killed. No punishment for that whatsoever. I mean, it was extremely infuriating. And then, of course, she killed my boy Flock, which we'll talk about later. And yeah, just very angry about this whole situation. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Mikasa. Next question. What are your thoughts on Mikasa, or Eremika, whatever the ship name is? I think that it's a good decision, a good plot decision. It's very beautiful. It's a very beautiful shape, especially when you add the songs they have into there. And also you'll notice that "Call Your Name," which is Ymir's song, and sort of like a relationship song between Eren and Mikasa. It's Ymir. It's also Ymir's song, because Mikasa is supposed to be like Ymir, not Ymir Fritz. Ymir's freckles, Ymir. So yeah, pretty cool stuff there. You gotta love the songs, and especially, Child of Evil. That's not the most emotional song they have, but that is the clearest example of their relationship, and I think it's pretty cool. Yes, it was tragic. Yes, it was not your usual relationship. But it was still very cool. And again, the reason why Eren didn't love Mikasa or express his love for Mikasa beforehand is because he was making himself bitter by how unfree he was. So he was focused more on, freedom rather than his love for Mikasa. And that's a really good lesson and character development and character arc. Very good stuff in there. So that's why I don't have a problem with what happened. We have enough to know that he loves her. We have enough to know that he was too bitter to actually fully love her, and we know that he, sealed the deal when he wrapped the scarf around her for the last time. And very good stuff there. I like it. I like it a lot. Next, what are your thoughts on Floch, Forrester, King Floch, whatever you want to call him? Yeah, he's my guy for sure. I know a lot of people might be surprised about this, but yeah, Floch, I call him Floch. I don't know how you guys pronounce it, but Floch is my guy, bro. I loved him ever since he brought out Commander Erwin's body. and I loved him since we slowly start to see him become a base Chad, taking on the alliance by himself. Well, not by himself, but he was the only person of relevance there. I mean, they had Annie, they had Reiner, they had freaking Mikasa, they had the Colossal, which they didn't use, but still, they had a lot of like trained real people on their side. And he only had himself and a couple of people in the 104th and whatnot. So, and later cadet corps. It was just very and I always loved him, and he was right. He was done to he was never proven wrong. But see, people try, and it's just like there's this like I hope I'm not going on too long. Hold on, let me. There's this like situation you're in where you have to where Flock is either the bad guy, right? Because if Flock is a bad guy, then Hijime doesn't support nationalism, but if Flock is a good guy, then he does. It's a little bit more complicated than that, right? It's, again, I'm not going to expound too much into this because I'm trying to make this a short video, but it's sort of like Eren. Like, does he have the right to go outside the walls? Yes, right. But we're not fully endorsing. Okay, we're 7 minutes in. We're not fully endorsing Eren's actions, right? Any of them actions from season 1 until season 4. His actions aren't really. Eren's more of a cautionary tale. Again, Eren's a lot. That's why I really love his character. But in that sense, Eren's sort of a cautionary tale of how you can get too bitter chasing for freedom when again, he deserves that freedom, right? So it's not like it's this simplistic. Oh, either Fletch is a bad guy and Hijime doesn't support nationalism and genocide or violence, or it's he doesn't. Fletch is the bad guy, so that he means he doesn't. No, Fletch was right in a sense, but he's also wrong in a sense, you see. Because remember, the only way to get out of the forest, or to hope to get out of the forest, is to burden the sins of the past. So, again, burden the sins of the past. That's like sort of like it's like an extra thing. Like you're going out of your way to do something like good. Again, it's sort of hard because while it is required, I wouldn't say people would say that you are a morally bad person for not forgiving, but that's actually the entire point of the story. So, right, someone, as a small example, someone, steps on your toe, right? You have the right to yell at them, per se, and if you were to yell at them, you'd be fine. No one would say that you're a bad guy. But if you don't step on their toe, if you don't yell at them, if you talk to them politely, you're not going to have your toe not stepped on again. You see, you're not gonna have your toe not stepped on, but it will be better for everyone, and especially the children, right, who are to get them out of the forest. So again, this is why the story is so long. That's why these characters are so. This is why Armin and Flock and Hanji and Eren are so well developed, because it talks about very complex, nuanced topics. So. Yeah, Flock is my guy, and no, I don't support nationalism. Every country turns fascist and authoritarian during wartime. That's how you're supposed to conduct war. So yeah, no, yeah, definitely a Flock fan, definitely brave guy. He's definitely my guy. I think he's actually in the top 3 of my favorite characters at one point. But of course, I think I have to sub him out for Erwin because it's Erwin. Come on. But yeah, definitely the guy. Again, but you're seeing this is why I want to make this video, because you're seeing a pattern. Like usually, if someone likes Flock, oh, you don't like Mikasa, right? You don't like the Alliance, right? Let's do. So, what next? What are my thoughts on Armin? Yeah, I think Armin is one of the greatest characters in the show, because Armin teaches us what it means to really be free and how to really be free. And do I think Armin's like? I was also very angry at Armin. I don't love Armin. I'm not a cuck for Armin, or is that the right way you would say it? Cuck for Armin? My wife's not cuck for Armin? I don't know, but I never liked Armin, and I always thought that he was a flaming hypocrite. But the more the story dragged on, the more I realized he wasn't a hypocrite. He just didn't have the same priorities as Eren did. So he was pretending he did when he actually did not have the same priorities. He did not care. Parody was not his first priority. Mikasa was not his first priority. Eren was not his first priority. His priority was to remain human beings, which is, again, that's why I say it's fine, because that is still a noble pursuit, and he's still doing something for the greater good. Flock is always doing something for the greater good. People think that Flock is 100% doing something for the greater good. He's trying to establish a nation that will endure long after he's dead. That's what he's trying to do. And the means he's using to take him are I wouldn't say right or perfect, but they are extremely reasonable and extremely logical. And if we did not have other allegories, I see no problem with his actions. Now for Armin, he teaches us how to be free because he has aspirations for the future, like Eren, but he also still enjoys his present life. So he's not like Hannes, who's just like complacent, or Papa Yeager, who's just complacent with their current living conditions. He wants more in life, but he's still able to genuinely enjoy the small moments he has in between achieving his goals, and that's very great. And yeah, was angry at Armin? Yeah, 100%. Did I think he was a hypocrite for not he had his maxim, right? If we were to rise above monsters, you must abandon humanity. But genocide is just was the crossing line for him. He abandoned his humanity a lot, but the genocide crossed the line for him. Would I have liked it if he would have supported the rumbling? Yes. Question. Which is probably the most important question. Am I a Yeagerist, or why do I call myself a Yeagerist? And yes, I am a Yeagerist. Why do I call myself a Yeagerist? Well, it's very simple. One of the marks of being a Yeagerist is that you support the rumbling, and I did, and still do support the rumbling. I'm sort of like Eren. I've been the same the entire time. The story didn't really change me. It's sort of like the story is all about taking ideologies to their furthest conclusion, and most people start sort of morphing their ideologies, which is great, by the way. It's good for a show to do that. Start morphing their ideologies either which way as the show progressed. I have not a lot of self-awareness, but I had a little bit more self-awareness than most people, and I knew what I was and what the implications of my ideologies were from the start. So in Liberio, fully supported Eren's actions. Everyone's all angry at him. Levi punched him. Mikasa's all sad. I didn't care. I thought it was a wonderful thing, and they should have been hailing him as a hero back in Liberio. Then the rumbling happened. Completely supported the rumbling. I was leaping out of my seat when I was reading 123, I think was what it was, when he announced the rumbling. I was extremely, extremely, extremely happy. I mean, I actually have a comment that I left actually before the rumbling's over. I can give you a screenshot of that comment. But I was so, so happy that he announced the rumbling, that he was not going to go along with the euthanasia plan, and that he was going to rumble the entire Earth. I was very, very happy about that. And again, I supported the Yeagerists when they were at the port. I wanted him to Flock to shoot the canister. I was very happy. I was very happy when Hanji died too. I really, really did disdain for Hanji. I was actually yelling at my book when I was reading 139 because Hanji was, in the Ghost of the Spirit Core. I was very, very angry that she was there. Very upset about that. But yeah, so that's my concept of the Yeagerists. Because I support the rumbling, support the Yeagerist political factions since the beginning. But just because I support the Yeagerists doesn't mean that I don't, I can't see the beauty in the Alliance, or the message the Alliance is trying to send, or the characters that are really good in the Alliance. Next, on the Alliance. Same thing on the Alliance. I have no problems with the Alliance. I only have political problems with the Alliance. I don't think the Alliance politics are right, because again, the Alliance is working for the safety of the rest of the world. They're not working for the safety of parity, or even their friends and family. So I think Jean should have. It would have been more, in my opinion, it would have been more noble for Jean to stop fighting and start a family. One is because starting a family is more noble than saving the world, and number two, we already know his internal conflict and his pain of letting the rest of the world go. So we know that that'd be a genuine sacrifice for him and his family, right? So do I have problems with the Alliance? 100%. Do I think that they're punks? No, because again, they're trying to do what they think is right, and they think, okay, stopping the genocide, that's the right thing to do. Alright, next question. Thoughts on Eren, or the ending, or Eren's plan. Eren, I think, is not a simp, or a soy boy, or a mentally ill, confused boy. I think Eren is someone who struggles with selfishness, as we all know, as most characters do, right? And he's trying to balance his selfishness, or beware of his selfishness, concurrence with his love for Mikasa and the rest of his friends, right? So that is why you see these contradictory actions, so to speak, right? Did he want to do the rumbling? Yes. Right? Did he want to kill everyone in the world? Yes. Did he want his own personal freedom? Yes. But he also loved his friends, especially Mikasa. So, and again, that scene where he says, no, I don't want that, right? The biggest, we're still talking about it to this day. I came out a year ago, and we're still talking about it to this day, right? That to me was perfectly fine, right? Yes, it was cringy. It's supposed to be cringy. This is his, again, you have to remember, he's about to die, and this is the only conversation he can have. And notice that he didn't actually answer the question beforehand. Armin asked him about, you think we should be able to find another man? And he said, oh, I don't know. He was hiding his emotions. We don't want that in the final chapter. We want the entire truth to come out. It's the final chapter. There's no room for lies or facades or fake outs. We have to know exactly what every character is thinking. And then it finally came out, right? He actually loved Mikasa. He loved her so much he wanted her to be with him, or stuck on him, for 10 years, right? And of course, right after, he says, forget I said that, right? Don't tell it to Mikasa, right? He genuinely wants her freedom, but that's the child of evil. That's the selfishness that's in him, wanting to say, I want Mikasa to be emotionally trapped to me, tethered to me, for 10 years. And then, of course, he tells her, throw the scarf and forget about it. Then his character concludes with him wrapping the scarf around her, their mutual understanding of their love for each other. And then finally, with that understanding, Mikasa becomes free, right? And then she goes and, marries another person, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, those are my, I might say complete those, but those are my round, pretty much a good, my thoughts in a nutshell, right? That's what I think about these controversial subjects, these things. I hope you guys don't stop stereotyping me, because I think, oh, he must have been a big shipper. I'm not a big shipper. I hate Eremika for the longest time. I really, really did not like it at all. But it made sense. You can't just say, you're a sucker for a love story. I'm not. You can't say, oh, or anything else, right? Or other people, they can't say, well, you like Flock. You must be a nationalist fascist. No, I'm not. I just know what a good plot is. I know what a good story is. I know what a good message is. So yeah, those are my complete thoughts. I forgot the commenter. I'll probably have to edit this video and shut you up. But thank you for the comment about making shorter videos. I'll be sure to